All right, I want to welcome everyone to this morning's live Saturday call. We're going to be talking about how to be Elite Honors qualified. Typically, we do this on the first Saturday of every month, but I have David on the line with us this morning, and David's going to be doing the presentation next week. We made a change in schedule because last Saturday, David had the opportunity to be in is it Avondale or Lawndale?
It's a Berwyn. Oh, you mean in the health fair was in it's Avondale.
Okay, Avondale is in Chicago here. David, is that a fairly Hispanic population in that part of Chicago?
That's correct. Yeah, there was in the neighborhood that we were in, it was quite mixed, but we do cater strongly to the Hispanic population, as we do.
Okay. So David had that opportunity, and we rearranged. Now, next Saturday, I'll be gone. So David's going to do a presentation next Saturday on how he's using the Health Shake and some other Synergy products with one of his distributors who owns an ice cream shop, and she's putting in healthy smoothies. David, do you want to give maybe a preview of what next week will be like?
Of course, there's a lot of my customers that experience the benefits of Porogenine Plus, experience the benefits of E9, of course, and especially the healthy smoothies. This particular distributor, as many of my distributors are, or first a customer of one of my other distributors. I was introduced to her. She owns a business in Berwyn, Illinois, and it's a smoothie shop. Of course, she has little sandwiches and fruits and things like that, but her priority are smoothies. She realized there was a lot of benefits in Porogenine and core greens and E9 and different products we sell in the smoothies. So working with you, Dan, of course, we put together a great menu for her to offer her clients and new clients a nutritious smoothies, and we call them healthy smoothies, and we made a whole menu of healthy smoothies related to the products. And that's specifically what I'm going to go over. And after, of course, I introduced the type of smoothies we had, we're going to go into some of the marketing strategies that we've implemented to support her and letting her client base know and others that these are real nutritious and even meal substitutes that her clientele can take advantage of. And, of course, we'll just go into how we're helping her increase her client base, whether they call, drop in, or reach her on the internet. And we'll go over all these strategies. So it could be duplicated very easily, so hopefully we'll have those that are listening to us and more join in, just so they could put this in their back pocket so when they have a similar situation.
Thank you, David. So that will be the presentation that David will be doing next Saturday. And also, David, that reminds me, you might want to make a note of this in case I forget to bring it up again, but here in West Chicago, there is a ice cream shop in the downtown area that might be a person that we might want to stop into and show them what you're doing with the lady in Berwyn, the distributor you have in Berwyn. Okay?
Sounds great. I've made a note of it. Thank you, Dan.
Okay. So this morning's call, again, I want to welcome everyone to our live Saturday morning presentation. This morning's call is going to be on how to be Elite Honors qualified. And again, since I have David on the phone, David, I know that you were Elite Honors qualified last month, or I shouldn't say last, well, you were Elite Honors qualified last month as well as you're Elite Honors qualified this month. Can you maybe share with the people who are on this morning's live presentation, how you created that 800 CV of volume that is related to your Tracking Center 1?
Sure, Dan. I'll be glad to do that. Many of the first big step of being Elite Honors qualified, as you know, and we'll go over, is having your auto ship in place. Having your auto ship in place gives you an advantage because you know that that's stuff, a product that you will personally consume, and of course you may even sell the rest of it. But that gives you the 150 in your Tracking Center 1 that you need to get started. Then during the month, of course, what you want to do is you want to promote as much as you can, and the strategies I use is promote it on social media, and I'll promote it on my website. And of course I do a little bit of radio, which I run commercials, and what that does, it encourages those listeners and the people exposed to my marketing strategies to visit my site and of course to easily order, whether it be through me by dialing an 800 number or they also have a link, which I put on my social media page, that they can click, and it'll go directly to Synergy Worldwide, right to the order page. So if they don't feel like talking to me, they could just click right there, and it redirects them right to the page. They can order their Jumbo Plus One, which is what I have, and what I really, really offer to a great degree, so that I can see my Tracking Center 1 building automatically and contributing towards the 800 that I need. And of course, on the other hand, I go out and try to meet customers one-to-one, existing customers. I do my follow-ups with existing customers to make sure that they're getting the effects and the benefits that they have with the product. Not forgetting, of course, Dan, and that's another strategy and another webinar we can give, not forgetting that we are serving them. We're looking to help them. So we can't forget about their families. We can't forget about what our last conversation was. And with that relationship base established, it's easy to talk to the customers and, of course, get them to either give you referrals or to reorder product. And using that strategy over and over again, then basically it gets easier and easier to be able to qualify for elite honors and then concentrate on building your business forward.
Thank you, David. So I know for this month of July, if I looked at my back numbers correctly, and again, this is a tip for everyone that's on this morning's call, you have in your back office a tool that allows you to see the people that you've personally sponsored, what their volumes are in their Tracking Center 1. Those volumes would be related to what David just talked about, his monthly auto ship, and then any customers who've ordered product, they're tied to his Tracking Center 1. So it would be existing preferred customers, as well as David does his marketing campaigns to be able to talk and speak to the needs of the people that he's doing his advertising campaigns to, and they go to his website and they click on that button that he has that takes them to Synergy Worldwide to his exact buying page. It will have his Synergy ID number up on the upper right hand corner, and it will have the exact product that he's promoting, which is the Jumbo Jar Plus One. They'll go exactly to that page. It streamlines their shopping cart experience, so that instead of having to go through the different interfaces to type in, decide whether you want to be a preferred customer or a business builder, and then, all that first process of a person adding information, they don't need to do that. They go right to the buying page. It already has David's ID number there, so they don't have to worry about trying to get David's ID number. And in that process, when they go and place that order, that volume, if they do a Jumbo Jar Plus One, that volume of 170 CV of volume goes immediately onto his Tracking Center 1. And David, last month, if I looked at your numbers correctly, you had just slightly over 700 CV of volume, and you had one
Correct.
person that you brought in as a new distributor who came in, I think, with 150 CV of volume. Is that correct?
That's right, Dan. Correct.
All right. So
And
go ahead, David.
And I just want to mention that that is another important part of the volume, because invariably people will hear about you, people will call you, people will experience the product, and like exactly what happened with the person who tried the product and now became a distributor with the healthy smoothies I'll be talking about next week. We had a person who has had a little bit of experience with network marketing, found me on the internet. We talked about what the benefits are, and they want to be able to take advantage of the discounts of ordering in volume because they know the benefits of the product, and it just so happens he'd like the opportunity to make his first order in order that he could have a Jumbo Plus One and also become a distributor. So we are supporting a person in Florida to build his business, and of course that resulted in the 150 down.
Okay.
So.
All right. So, and one other thing I want to, before it escapes me, David, in what you've said, as people call you and you have the ability to talk to them directly on the telephone, not everyone's going to go for the Jumbo Jar Plus One. They might want to initially start out with getting one canister or one box of the single serves from you, or maybe two boxes or two canisters from you. Uh, so do you find that you have some people that buy the smaller amounts from you?
Yes, in fact, one of the gentleman that I was talking about became a distributor. He tried the health pack, which included a variety of the smoothie and as well as the Progenine Plus and the core greens. So he was able to buy a combo pack and get still one. I still received the 150 activation order, and he got a combination. So yeah, and a person definitely, if they don't want to become a distributor, they can uh, be a preferred customer and they can order a smaller volume.
Okay. So again, in the aspect of talking to people, what you can do is you can steer them to the product combination that best meets their needs. In this case, it was a combination pack that Synergy had that David was able to show that person that that would best suit their needs. They became a preferred customer, no cost to become a preferred customer, still get the same pricing, wholesale pricing that David as a distributor gets, and that volume goes on to David's Tracking Center 1. And then, David, I would assume that you also have some people who just buy 1 unit of Progenine Plus from you, and as you go through your limited inventory and you need to then restock your inventory, there again is the opportunity to add volume to your Tracking Center 1 when you go and maybe buy a 4-pack, or you could always buy a 12-pack and put that on your Tracking Center 1. You won't get any elite rebates for it, but you will certainly put 300 CV of volume on there. Or you can do it in your Tracking Center 2 or Tracking Center 3, whatever represents your weak leg, to earn the basic commissions off of it. So there's a lot of different ways that you can begin to create the needed volume to be Elite Honors qualified. But David, I want to come back to this one thing, and to me it's important, but I'm not sure. I just want to ask this question. Would this happen if you weren't marketing?
Yeah, well, a funny thing happens when you don't market, Dan, and that's nothing. And that's what you don't want to happen. So no, that's imperative that every day you have a little bit of a plan to market some way, whether it be social media, face to face, which is the way I love it, or flyers, whatever strategy you have, it should be done on a continuous basis. And if we can put together, as we've talked about, Dan, a marketing action plan, whatever the passion of the person is, just follow the marketing action plan, and it'll guide you. So definitely, marketing is essential.
Okay, so I want everyone to understand on this morning's call, I'm going to show you how to be Elite Honors qualified, but let's be completely honest and frank with each other. It will not happen unless you're taking steps to market the Synergy business. Marketing is just presenting information as it relates to the needs of the person that you're talking to. David, on this morning's conversation, has already showed you several different methods. He has just customers only. He's marketing to their needs, and he's talking to them in relationship to what their needs are, and he's then putting together the product or product combination that will meet their needs without any movement or pressure to become a distributor. Because quite frankly, if you have people who want to be happy product users, let them be that. Because once your Tracking Center 1 is above 150 CV of volume, you're going to earn a 25% return on any additional volume above that. He also has people who are interested in the business opportunity. That's how his Florida connection created that 150 CV of volume on his what we would call activation volume, which is all part of this 800 up program. We'll come to the resources to help you better understand all this, but the key is marketing, and David talked about having a marketing plan of action in place. Now, in our organization, we've implemented a marketing action plan. Well, we'll start for many of the people in our organization, our Synergy family, will be starting on Monday, the 1st of August, implementing what we call an 84-day game plan. In September, I'll most likely do a Saturday presentation on this after we've had enough experience to see in our 84-day game plan, what's working, what's not working, the consistency that's necessary to be able to create the momentum to, again, market the opportunity to bless lives with improved health, and some of them are going to be interested in building a vibrant network marketing business. So again, it's having a mission statement, it's having a marketing strategy, it's having a plan of action that you implement to be able to create the necessary volume to be Elite Honors qualified. Now, David, as I go through today's presentation, if there's some things that you see that you feel are important to comment on, please feel free to interrupt me and add your input.
Okay, Dan.
What I want to show people is if you go to the Global Health Makeover website, and if you hover your cursor over resources, you'll see resource tools. If you click on resource tools, that's going to take you to a page on the Global Health Makeover website where you can find a form, a PDF that will help you understand the Elite Honors program and how to put the Elite Honors program into your Synergy business and help to model it and duplicate it down through your Synergy business. We're onto that page now, and the first thing that you see when you scroll down is PDFs. It says Synergy Worldwide Overview, 2 Basic Choices. This is a live link where you can download the PDF of these two. You've got a front side of the PDF and a back side. I've already taken time to download it onto my computer to open it up, and here it is. Now, this PDF contains a front and a back. We're not going to spend time today on the front because basically the front gives a person 2 basic choices. A person has 2 basic choices of how they can become involved with Synergy Worldwide. David already talked to you this morning about those 2 basic choices. He has people who are just preferred customers, and then he has people who have an interest in becoming a distributor. So this here helps give David an overview of what those 2 choices are, and this also is a PDF that he could send to an individual where he could then go over it on the telephone with them once they've received it, or he could carry it with him if he's doing a one-on-one presentation so that they can understand their 2 basic choices of how they can be involved in Synergy Worldwide, and most importantly, get product at the wholesale pricing. The part of this PDF that we want to cover today and help you begin to understand some of the things that David was talking about is regard to the second side or the back side of the PDF, which is 2 core building blocks. Once a person becomes a distributor in Synergy Worldwide, you want to help them understand how to become Elite Honors qualified. It is the core building block for your Synergy business. It's your personal core building block to success, and if you teach this down through your organization in what we call the 10-10 Club, it becomes a way to harness the basic core building block of the Elite Honors program in a structure called the 10-10 Club that will make a significant difference in increasing your basic commissions, mega matches, and leadership bonuses when you put it in the structure of the 10-10 Club. So this morning what we're going to do is we're going to talk first about what Elite Honors qualification means in terms of how that you go about doing it. And let me go ahead and increase the size of this a little bit. And we want to look at the left-hand side of our page this morning where it says the Elite Honors Program Basics. Again, as it says, it's the core building block to your Synergy business. You can take this PDF and you can send it to your new distributor. You can then spend time with your new distributor because just like David talked about at the beginning of our conversation today, what does he do? He markets to engage people in conversation. Now, sometimes people go directly to his buying link and he gets no opportunity to engage them in conversation. David, question for you. On a scale of 10 people who buy product from you, how many out of 10 would bypass any conversation with you and go directly to ordering versus people that you engage in conversation with and then order?
I'd say maybe 2 out of 10, Dan, will go direct and not even talk to me.
Okay, so that
Yeah.
means that 8 out of 10 will talk to David, which
Hmm.
means that for your synergy distributors, you're most likely going to find that if you spend time talking to them as opposed to them trying to figure this out on their own, your opportunity to help them be successful is going to be significantly increased than them trying to figure this out on their own. And as you talk to them, then you can use this presentation tool as a way for them to understand how important Elite Honors qualification is to themselves personally, as well as to the growth of their synergy business. If they're truly looking to build a vibrant network marketing business in synergy worldwide, the Elite Honors program is the core building block for themselves personally, and provide the opportunity for every person that they personally sponsor to do the same. Now, here in North America, we have two basic methods to be Elite Honors qualified, but there's other ways of doing this besides this. But let me show you the two basic methods. When we talked to David at the beginning of our conversation today, what did David he had for this month of July, he had a one person come in as a new distributor. That created his 150 down. What we call we have a phrase here in our organization called, do you have your 650 up and 150 down? 650 up would represent CV attached to your tracking center 1 that came through your monthly auto ship. What did David talk about? He has his monthly auto ship set up for the beginning of the month. When he does that, he puts himself into position to be able to see everything going forward for the rest of the month and how that is helping him be Elite Honors qualified. So that 650 up represents his monthly auto ship, represents any personal orders that he might place on his tracking center 1, that if he needs to get some inventory to be able to have on hand, because sometimes when he's meeting a person, they just want to try the product before they go to the Jumbo Jar Plus One, so he can hand them a canister. Or I know David prefers to use the boxes now, where he's got the 30 individual sticks of boxes, so he could either choose to sell that box to them directly, or maybe he might want to give them 1 or 2 samples to try out and then follow up with them. But when he goes to have to order inventory to support that method, that inventory, those personal orders, when he orders them on Tracking Center 1, creates additional volume for him. And then all the people that he is that month signing up as preferred customers or are already preferred customers who order on their own. Now, David, I don't know if this is true for you, but it's true for me that I have a lot of preferred customers that initially I did the legwork with to get them signed up into Synergy Worldwide as preferred customers, to help make sure that they're having a good experience on the Synergy products and that the products are meeting their health needs. Because as a consumer doesn't worry about spending money as long as they're deriving a benefit for it. And if they come in as a customer, that's what they're looking at the Synergy products for. Will this Yes, David?
Yeah, while you're talking about preferred customers, I do have preferred customers, Dan, and that is a great strategy because my preferred customers are disciples of the product. They know the value, and they will order the Jumbo Plus One, or they'll order the 4 boxes. Now, one of the things I talk to them with once I've established a relationship is to educate them and knowing that they are preferred customers and they don't have to worry about calling when they run out. Preferred customers can be on auto ship, and the auto ship will kick in automatically for them, and of course, it's a convenience for them. They don't have to remember. They know they're going to get their supply. They're not going to run out. All they have to do is, when they become a preferred customer, is leave their credit card information with Synergy, and Synergy will take care of the rest. And I have seen where their auto ship kicks in, and of course, the CV appears in my Tracking Center 1, and they're happy because they're not getting interrupted with their supplies, and I'm happy, of course, because I see it appear. And it doesn't have to be monthly, Dan. My customers will have their auto ship kick in every 3 months, and that's just fine with me.
Yeah, so again, David brings up some additional information that's important for you to understand, that as you service your preferred customers, you can look at their buying habits And then you can make it even easier for them to be able to get their products by, again, staying in contact with them and helping them understand that in Synergy Worldwide, as a preferred customer, you can set up your monthly auto ship for every month, every second month, every third month, and every fourth month. So they can automatically have Synergy Worldwide send the product out to them so that they never run out of the product, but at the same time they don't get backed up with product where all of a sudden they've got too much product and then they call Synergy Worldwide, they cancel their auto ship, and then they don't get back on track properly in terms of getting their product. So again, it's timing things according to the habits of your preferred customer and doing what's best for them. It's not trying to get them to take a jumbo jar plus one every 2 months when you know that they're going to go through it every 3 months. It's staging it so that, again, the person is deriving value out of the product and it's economical for them so that they want to continue to purchase. And as you continue to market and talk to people and help them understand how this product can address the pain points within their life, they get on the product and they see that those pain points are addressed. For a diabetic who's got blood sugar problems and neuropathy, now their neuropathy is gone and their blood sugar is stabilized, and the discoloration on their arms and other places within their body because of poor blood flow to the skin is clearing up, and they're seeing wounds that they might have healing because, again, it's improved blood flow. They want to continue on that product and they don't want to be without it because the value of the product is worth the cost. And as you continue to market, you're going to have other people get on product and their timing sequence will be different, so that if you have a person who gets product on auto ship every third month, well, then every 3 months you're going to have a nice volume. But you want to have other customers, as you're talking, become preferred customers, and maybe they come in at a different month, and then you set them up what's appropriate for monthly auto ship. So what happens is every month you have people automatically, your preferred customers, either through the monthly auto ship program, or they know what to do. They know how to pick up the phone, they know how to call Synergy Worldwide, they know how to place their order, or they go online. I have a lot of my customers, my preferred customers, go online and order their product, especially my customers up in Canada. I love the Canadian marketplace because up in Canada, the only option that I can give them is the preferred customer program. So I have a lot of preferred customers up in Canada who every month are buying 6 and 7 canisters because that's the best value for them up in Canada, and they're getting the product at the same wholesale pricing. I can't ship it to them. I don't even want to ship it to them. I want to honor the agreement that Synergy has with Health Canada. So it makes it nice because every time I see my phone light up and that it's from Canada, I know that it's either one of my existing preferred customers maybe having some questions, or it's a new opportunity to help a person up in Canada get on ProArginine Plus, initially establish their order with Synergy Worldwide, and then from there, they're a preferred customer. They can then order online because I send them information to help them understand how they can process future orders. Call me direct, call Synergy direct, or they can go online and order direct. Yes, David?
Okay, so I can't see from my screen how many people are listening or joining in the webinar this morning. But I do know that there's a lot of information that we've covered so far. And if I may, I just would ask those that are listening this morning, if something resonates with you or something comes to your mind and you have a question, start writing down your questions, because at the end of this webinar, there will be an opportunity to ask all those questions and have them answered. So don't, or if you feel it's important enough, just unmute yourself and say, I have a question. That way, we don't get too far off the topic, and all of us can benefit from your question, because the question you have may be the same question other people have on their minds. So if I may, Dan, I'd invite the listeners to ask their questions as we go on. That way it can be addressed while we're on topic.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, if you have something that comes up as we're talking, feel free to unmute yourself because no one is muted in the back end by me. So you can unmute yourself and you can ask that question directly. Now, let's say that you don't have a new person that you sign up for the month. In the 650 up, 150 down, people would think, well, gosh, I'm going to miss out on being Elite Honors qualified for this month because I just don't have a new person who wants to become a distributor. Well, don't sweat it. Here in North America, you don't have to sign up a new distributor. You can be Elite Honors qualified with 800 CV of volume all through monthly auto ship, personal orders, and preferred customer orders. So as David has been talking to you and as I've been talking to you about the importance of customers, customers drive every successful business. Your synergy business is no different. The FTC is cracking down on network marketing companies that do not have a legitimate customer base to them. The beauty of the Elite Honors program is that it is weighted towards customers, 650 up, 150 down. Customers are extremely important. There is no pressure on customers to join the company, and your customers are completely satisfied with the Synergy products who want to continue to buy, which is what all businesses are based on, and which is what the FTC now is looking at for network marketing companies. We are in compliance with the federal government and what they're targeting so that we'll never get in trouble. Your business will always be run like a legitimate business, and every month, like David's not quite there yet, but for me, I never have to worry about being Elite Honors qualified. I have so many preferred customers that order every month that I am guaranteed every month to be Elite Honors qualified just because of my customer base. And those customers create cash flow for you. Anything that's above. Now, David, do you remember what your exact number was in terms of your volume on your tracking center one from personal orders, monthly auto ship, and preferred customers? It was 7 something. Do you remember what the number is?
740.
What is it?
It was 740, Dan.
Okay.
740.
All right. So I'm in front of my calculator. 740 minus the threshold of 150. Up in Canada, the threshold is 100 CV. That's 590 CV of volume times 25%. I did that wrong here. Times 25%. So what did that represent for David? Those customers that created that volume put in David's pocket $147.50 in elite rebates. As he builds that, that will continue to increase to $200, to $250, to $300, to $400, to $500 a month. As you build your customer base, not only will you be Elite Honors qualified every month, but you are adding cash flow to your synergy business. Now, 147, let's just round that off to $150. $150 is not financial freedom, but it is cash flow. And when that $150 becomes $300, when it becomes $400, when it becomes $500, that is nice cash flow. Every person on this call and every person that you know who wants to be into a home-based business would welcome an extra $500 of positive cash flow into their business. That's $6,000 of extra revenue into your business on a yearly basis. What could you do with an extra $500 a month? What could you do with an extra $6,000 a year in terms of helping you with your lifestyle? So this whole aspect of what Synergy has given us in the Elite Honors program as a core building block meets government regulations, treats your business like a real business, creates cash flow to help you grow your Synergy business, and then we have the Elite Honors bonus money. And before I talk about that, I also want you to understand that any new distributor that you bring into Synergy worldwide creates what we call activation volume. Now, I have a distributor this month who brought in 6 new people, but he didn't have his monthly auto ship in place. So he didn't get paid any of the fast start bonuses until I talked to him this week and said, you need to get volume on your Tracking Center 1. You're missing out on your fast start bonuses. You're missing out because he's got 800 CV of volume on his weak leg, and he's got more than that on his strong leg. You're missing out on your basic commissions. So he put in an order for 120 CV of volume on a personal order. Now, what did that do for him when he did that? One, he had 5 people who came in with 150 CV, so that times 5 is 750 CV of volume, plus his 120 that he put in to be able to earn the $125 of fast start bonuses that he was missing, as well as get the $56 in basic commission that he was missing, as well as having some inventory that he can continue to introduce people to get on product. He has a certain technique that he uses in terms of getting people started on products so that they can see the health benefits, and then they gives them the choice of being either a preferred customer or joining in the Synergy business and sharing these life-saving products with other people. Well, by him doing what he needs to do, making sure that he's got volume on his Tracking Center 1 through either a monthly auto ship or having some form of inventory or setting up your monthly auto ship just for your own personal needs. If you just set up a monthly auto ship for what you're going to use on a monthly basis, at least then you'll have volume there to help you maintain your qualifications in Synergy Worldwide and get paid all the things that you're doing. For him, he created most of that 800 up through activation volume, another legitimate way of doing this. And understand that as he brought in 5 new people this month, what does he have the opportunity to do? He has the opportunity to teach them how to be Elite Honors qualified as their core building block to their Synergy business, which if he helps them understand that process, and then they go to work marketing and they become Elite Honors qualified, he can then tap into the bonus money. In 2016, Synergy implemented the new way of us receiving extra bonus money through the Elite Honors program. This is bonus money on top of the regular compensation plan. So they didn't take this out of the compensation plan, they added it to the compensation plan. And the way it works is if you're personally Elite Honors qualified for the month and you have 2 of your personally sponsored distributors who are also Elite Honors qualified for the month, Synergy will add an extra $250 in bonus money. If you have 4 people that you've personally sponsored who are Elite Honors qualified for the month, and you are also Elite Honors qualified for the month, that bonus money is $500 per month. And if you have 10 people that you personally sponsored who are Elite Honors qualified for the month, and you're Elite Honors qualified for the month, the bonus money is $1,200. Now, for myself personally, I've been running with 5 people. So I originally had 2, then we got to 4, and I've been consistently at 4 or 5 for the last 4 months. And for the last 3 months, I've been consistently at 5 people within my organization who are Elite Honors qualified every month. People I've personally sponsored. I have a vested interest in helping them understand how to market, how to be Elite Honors qualified, because it benefits them, creates cash flow for them. It helps model to them what they need to be doing for the people that they're bringing into the Synergy business. So for David, he talked about this new distributor who's down in Florida. David, I don't mean to put you on the spot here, but I guess I'm going to do it anyways. Are you looking to help that Florida distributor learn how to market the Synergy products so that that person can begin to build their Synergy business to be Elite Honors qualified?
Absolutely, Dan. We're talking 2, 3 times a week. It's Lewis, and Lewis may or may not be on the call with us this morning. But certainly, Lewis's marketing strategy is to deal with the cardiovascular wellness. And we've already discussed his market that he's targeting. He recently received this product. Obviously, he's taken it himself, and I've sent him marketing information that I use here in Chicago to market to the Hispanic community as well as the English-speaking community. So we are definitely getting started. He received his package yesterday, and our plan is to get together during this week to further discuss how to implement his marketing strategies.
That's fantastic because, see, here's what David just shared with you. David brought a new distributor in who wants to build a business. It's to David's benefit to assist that person to be as successful as that person wants to be. Why does it benefit David? Well, if David's Elite Honors qualified and that person's Elite Honors qualified and David has one other person Elite Honors qualified, it's going to put an extra $250 in his pocketbook. And as David continues to add new distributors and applies the same principle that he just talked about regarding his fellow Lewis down in Florida, if he applies that to other new distributors that he brings into Synergy worldwide, then that 1 to 2 becomes 3 and 4, and now that bonus money is $500. Consistently done every month. Now, I don't know if Synergy is going to continue it for 2017, but for the rest of this month, we're in July, so we've got August, September, October, November, December. There's 5 more months. If David was able to have 4 people that he personally sponsored be Elite Honors qualified for the last 5 months of this year, David, would an extra $2,500 be helpful to Betsy and and your family?
Of course, absolutely. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. And what have you done for that distributor? You've helped that distributor create cash flow. And that distributor has the ability to replicate that same thing. So going back to the fellow that's in my organization who sponsored 5 different people this month, what does it do for him? It allows him to be able to help other people be Elite Honors qualified. Now, let's go back to David's situation. David, if a person is Elite Honors qualified, they've added volume into your organization. They're in your weak leg, correct? Or that person's in your weak leg?
That's correct.
All right. So every person who's Elite Honors qualified creates greater volume than if they were just on a monthly auto ship. The volume created
Correct.
is about 4 to 5 times greater than them being just on monthly auto ship. That means that volume increases your organizational volume, which will then increase David's basic commission on his weak leg. And as that person teaches other people to replicate, because David's investing into their Synergy business by teaching them how to be Elite Honors qualified, basically David is starting his own 1010 club. People, David's got goal 1 mastered. He's Elite Honors qualified each month. Now, he's teaching and helping 10 personally sponsored distributors to be Elite Honors qualified each month. He might not have 10 yet in place, but he has several in place that he's working with to help them be Elite Honors qualified. The ideal situation would be to have 5 on your left and 5 on your right. That works really well for a new distributor to do that. David's been in Synergy for a while. David's got a lot of banked volume on his right-hand side. His right-hand side is his strong side. So for now, David just needs to concentrate on his left side, his weak leg, and invest in people like Lewis in Florida, like Martine here in Chicago, and other people that he has, so that he can help them be Elite Honors qualified, apply this goal to where he's helping them find their 10 people who we can work with to help them be Elite Honors qualified, and then they do the same thing, teaching their 10 people to find their 10 people. It makes a massive increase in your volume. And for David, it's going to make a significant difference in increasing his weak leg volume, which means then his basic commissions are going to go up. And once that weak leg volume kicks in to the point where his weak leg volume is 6,000 CV or greater, then David's going to start tapping into his strong side volume through the leadership bonus program. What Synergy gave us in this Elite Honors program as our core building block is masterful in helping you understand how to treat this like a real business, how to keep us protected from the federal government, how to increase your cash flow, and how to use this as a building block, especially if you use it in some context of a 10-10 club, where the goals are clearly laid out and everything centers on being Elite Honors qualified, and applying that in a structure that can make a huge difference in increasing, significantly increasing basic commissions, mega matches, and leadership bonuses. Now, we're at the end of our time. Do we have anyone on the call today that has any kinds of questions? I know, Donald, that you typed something in the chat box, and again, it doesn't stay up on my chat screen long enough for me to see it or read it when I'm talking. So let me go back and see what you said. While I'm looking at what Donald sent in the chat box, does there anyone on the call today, if you want to go ahead and unmute yourself and you have any questions for David or myself, now's the time before we end the call.
Okay. I can add something, Dan. This is Dave. I just wanted to say that the first step of being Elite Honors qualified, of course, is your auto ship. So those that are in the business and are serious about the business, make sure you have your auto ship in place, at least for 150 CB, and get that covered. And the other thing is, keep in mind that as a business, the Tracking Center 1 volume is only one of many sources of volumes that we have. But that's the one you want to focus on for Elite Honors qualified. Of course, and the others kind of build themselves as your business grows. So just wanted to add that.
Okay, and here is Donald's question, so I'm able to read it. Because there are 2 extra calendar days this month, today and tomorrow, will any online orders placed until tomorrow, the 31st, still have the opportunity to qualify for Elite Honors? Yes, the answer to that question is if you place any online orders, you're placing them on your Synergy ID number, then yes, those online orders will be added to your Tracking Center 1 volume. And if those online orders then get you above, hit 800 or above, then yes, you will be Elite Honors qualified for the month. Hopefully that answered your question, Donald.
And if I could add something there, Dan, even towards the beginning of the next month, if you are short on qualifying for Elite Honors,
no,
the person you talk to at Synergy, you can't.
No, not on you can always backdate orders for the previous month for volume, but they will not allow that to go for Elite Honors qualification.
Okay. So thanks for the clarification.
Yeah, it's important to understand that Elite Honors qualified. Synergy gives us a window of about 5 days to back order things to the previous month if we want to, in terms of volumes and things, but they will not apply to Elite Honors qualification. So, as Donald asked in his question, today and tomorrow, once midnight happens for Mountain Standard Time for Synergy Worldwide, then there's no longer the opportunity for any of that volume to be applied towards Elite Honors qualification.
Thanks, Dan. That was for the benefit of those people who are close and wanted to put orders in, and I just wanted you to mention that. Some people might not have been thinking, because today or yesterday being the end of the work week for Synergy, I just wanted you to mention that was possible. It was still possible for people to become Elite Honors qualified.
Yes. Thanks, Donald.
Thank you. Sure.
All right. Anyone else with any final questions or comments before we say goodbye and wish you a happy Saturday? Okay. Well, thank you, everyone, for taking time this morning to be with us. David, thank you for being with me on the call this morning so that we could help people see from a real life example of someone besides myself that strategies are important to being elite honors qualified, and they center around talking to people.
You're very welcome, Dan.
I want to thank you too, David. You're always a good role model in being part of the conversation.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And everyone will have the opportunity to have David lead next Saturday's conversation as he shows you how he has worked with an existing distributor in his organization and created healthy smoothies using Synergy products as part of their business operation, which then creates volume for him as well as creates the opportunity for that individual to order products and things to create volume for themselves. Thanks, David.
Thank you. Talk next week.
I look forward in anticipation, David. It's a subject that I'm very interested in as well.
Yeah, we'll break it down. It's going to be a lot of fun. Please invite people you know to jump in. It's going to be fun.
Thanks, David. Good night, or not good night, but good day, everyone. Have a great Saturday. Bye-bye.